important that you have someone holding this like a two-person job, unless you have a workbench and you have something that can clamp this down. Try to keep it straight. It's going to want to cut crooked, so make sure it's straight. If it's not straight, you can always fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this. Okay, it's a little dirty. Okay, so here, we'll put the camera right here. So you see how it's not flush, there's still a little bit of top. What you would do is you'll cut a little bit more, trim it. So let's go to the grinder over here.
Watch out with your eyes.
Yeah, I know. So you'll basically come to the grinder, make sure you have goggles, and you're just going to shave it down so it can be flush. So if you have a grinder like that, it's much easier. So as you can see now, you just gotta sand it, make it smooth. You see how this is nice and flush. This coupling is now, it's nice and smooth right here. You just gotta sand the other part out. So we'll come back over here. This is where your sandpaper comes in. Go ahead and sand it off. You want to make sure it's smooth. Smooth out the edges. So now you see it's nice and smooth. It's got a little piece right here. We'll fix that later. We'll just smooth it out.
You got it.
Yeah. Make sure it's nice and smooth like that. And now we're going to cut this 54 centimeters. So you can use some measuring tape. Alright, this is part 2 of it. So once you have the coupling in here, dried up like this, you want to drill the holes now. So the measurements for the holes are very important. We're going to be comparing the holes to the actual PVC pipe. This is including that. You don't count that. Count just this 54 centimeters. So first hole you're going to cut, make sure it's straight, is going to be 23.35 centimeters, which is what this one has right here. So this one's a little longer. We haven't cut it yet. So this first one on the bottom, which is right here, is going to be 23.35 centimeters. The second one right here is going to be 26.5 centimeters. And the third one is going to be 32.9. The fourth one is going to be 37.6 centimeters. And the fifth one is going to be 42.9 centimeters. This is going to, I'm showing you how to make a PVC Shakhachi out of PVC pipe from Home Depot, Lowe's, local parts place. So when making this, you got to be very precise. This is the first one I made. As you can see, it's not really that good. I cut too far in. So the stuff you're going to need is a 3/4 PVC pipe from Home Depot or Lowe's. And you're going to need a, you're going to need a 3/4 coupling. They sell these as well in the plumbing section at Home Depot. You're going to put it all the way in, as hard as you can, like so. But before that, you got to make sure this is 54 centimeters. Some people make it 56, but we'll be doing 54 centimeters long. A 3/4 PVC. That is not including this. This is just this. Okay. Once you put the coupling inside, you're gonna put it really tight all the way and it'll look something like this. It'll be inside. So once you push this inside, you know, get it really tight in there. And then you're gonna put some plumbing glue or any type of super glue. You're gonna put the super glue on the inside of the coupling, so that way when you put it in, it sticks there. Leave it about 10 to 15 minutes. Then after that, once that's drying, you're gonna go ahead. You can use a hacksaw like this. You can use a hacksaw to cut it to 54 centimeters. So just cut it, and then any rough areas, you can just use some sandpaper and just sand it down to make it nice and smooth. So yeah, the materials you'll be needing is some measuring tape. You're going to be cutting the actual. You're going to be cutting these actual holes with a 3/8 drill bit, and you can use a impact machine. And then you also need some smaller drill bits to get the holes started. Some sandpaper, PVC pipe, hacksaw, some glue, and a. You can either do it with a sand. Reference the video before. I told you the measurements for all these 4 holes. Now the last 5th hole is going to be on the bottom. So make sure when you cut the 5th hole, it's not up here. It's on the back of the instrument. That'll be your thumb. Okay. So once you're doing that, it's time to cut the mouthpiece. This is the mouthpiece. That's why we got the coupling. You're going to want to write this down. You're going to cut the first one at a 30-degree angle. Get a protractor. You don't need one. It's important. If you do have one, it helps you. And you want to measure it out, 30-degree cut. And then the other one is going to be a 75-degree cut. So right here, like that. Okay. So I'm going to start off with a 70-degree angle. It's very smooth. It's basically a little line. You're going to hold this. Once you mark it up, you're going to hold it like that. And you're only going to cut this coupling. You're not going to cut the actual PVC. You don't want to cut into in here. It's bad. You just want to slowly go in like that, okay? You're only going to cut a little bit. So make sure it's 70 degrees, very lightly. Sand it out. 45, we cut a little bit into it.
30.
Barely any. 30, sorry. 30, which is right here. It's sharp, so you're going to have to angle it almost literally like that. But it's right there. It's basically like that, as opposed to that. Okay? Then after that, you're going to get like a little groove in here. It goes like that. Sand that off a little bit, and then you'll have the mouthpiece. This is the angle like this is going to be for your chin. This is going to be the top. Okay? So yeah, your middle finger is in between each hole. So middle finger in between this one, middle finger in between this. Looks like you have them all down, but you're not. And the thumb's right here. You want to play with a 70-degree angle. So the one that's very like that, that's you don't want to play with the steep. This is just for a chin, for your mouth. Okay, so thumb, pointer finger, ring finger, and same thing. So you have to have like a very specific way to like breathe into it. And I'm a string player. I play guitar. I don't play any wind instruments. But as far as I know, the reason why you made this 45 steep angle is because you're going to be blowing, half of your air is going to be blowing out of the instrument on top, and half of your air is going to be blowing into the instrument. So you want to have it kind of angled a little bit down. And some people like to do this way, kind of restricts airflow, or like that way. And you're basically blowing half in, half out. So that's why you made this notch right here, because you're basically blowing at an angle, so it bounces in the instrument and comes out. So I'm just going to demonstrate.